Coming up on Good Morning Waverly, WSR High School senior Courtney Tharp won more than her classmates' vote as homecoming queen, but their love as well. GMW learns her story.
And becoming an everyday hero, Mike Dielbeck is here to tell us why speaking up against bullies can change lives.
And we have mostly sunny skies for this weekend. Find out your full forecast in just a bit. You're watching Good Morning Waverly.
Happy Friday and Good Morning Waverly.
Good Morning Waverly, I'm Jacqueline Schutte.
And I'm Kelsey Bemis. This morning is a special edition show looking at the effects of bullying.
We'll take a look at what the nation and groups here in Eastern Iowa are doing to take a stand against bullying.
But before all that, let's first take a look at your weather outside. The weather is currently about 61 degrees out, relative humidity of 87%. Now there is a slight wind there, 14 miles per hour from the southeast with a dew point of 57 degrees. Now as we carry on throughout the day, we will see those temperatures increase as well as that wind. At 9 a.m. we'll see a high of 68 degrees, noon about 80 degrees there, 79 for the high. And at 3 p.m. we'll reach our high of 85 degrees, and winds could get as high as about 34 miles per hour today. Now as we carry into tomorrow, we will see a chance of rain and thunderstorms, about a 90% chance there with a high of 70. Sunday and Monday we'll see highs in the 70s, 74 and 75, and sunny both those days.
Next, let's take a look at how much of a problem bullying is nationwide, according to bullying.gov. A child is bullied every 7 minutes. 85% of those times there is no intervention of any kind. Over 25 million families in the United States are having issues with bullying. Of the 37 school shootings investigated by the U.S. Secret Service, bullying was a factor in 2/3 of them.
A high school football coach in Utah suspended his entire football team after he found out that some of them were being bullies. The football team had been skipping class and disrespecting teachers when Coach Labram had enough. He told the team to turn in their jerseys and at their game last Friday, and they have spent a week participating in community service projects. Players' parents say they support what the coach is doing.
And in Waverly news, Gary Warham died Monday morning after a long battle with cancer. He served on the Waverly City Council for the past 18 years. In March, he was honored with the Waverly Chamber of Commerce Lifetime Achievement Award. Funeral arrangements for Warham are currently pending. He was 73 years old.
A public hearing at City Hall will decide to sell land for the Bremer County Fair. City Council will meet October 7th to decide on selling over 40 acres of land at Champions Ridge to the Bremer County Fair Association. Champions Ridge is the new location for the Bremer County Fair, and it is shared with the Ball Diamond Committee. The cost will be over $400,000.
A traffic study shows the cost for a highway construction may be more than what City Council wants to spend. According to Snyder Associates, it would cost the City of Waverly over $1 million to build 2 intersections on Highway 3. The project must follow the Iowa DOT standards for right turn lanes. Intersections would be at Heritage United Methodist Church entrance and the farm entrance next to Champions Ridge.
Monday through Friday, students recognized Hazing Prevention and Bystander Intervention Week at Wartburg College. Anti-hazing button pins were handed out during mealtimes in the Student Center, along with information about how to prevent hazing and how to intervene instead of being a bystander. A bystander intervention training was held Tuesday night to teach how to intervene if someone is being mistreated. Students were encouraged to sign the Everyday Hero Pledge to stand up for what's right and to be a hero instead of a bystander.
I just think that it puts people in a really awkward position, and it puts people's lives in danger as well, depending on what the situation is. I don't think that we should ever make people feel that they're inferior to others, and so I think if we can take these small steps towards educating and making people feel more comfortable, then we'll be better off.
And coming up next on Good Morning Waverly, Mike Dielbeck will be in studio to tell us how bystander intervention is key in anti-bullying and what each of us can do.
And get your full week forecast in 2 minutes. Stay with us. Waverly, the time is currently 6 after the hour. And outside, we're seeing temperatures slightly above 60 degrees, 61 for the high right now, a relative humidity of 87%. Now wind is coming from the southeast about 14 miles per hour, and that will increase as we carry on throughout the day. Right now we're at a dew point of 57 degrees. Now, as we carry on, we'll see temperatures increase as well as that wind speed. 68 for your high at 9 a.m. Noon, we'll see a high of 79 degrees, and we'll see our high for the day at 3 p.m. with 85 degrees there. Now, wind about 23 miles per hour at 3 p.m., but we could see winds as high as 34 miles per hour. And as we carry into the night, it will cool down. We'll see a high there of about 44 degrees. That wind slows down slightly as well, 15 miles per hour there. Sunset of 7 p.m. And tomorrow we will see a chance of thunderstorms, about a 90% chance of precipitation, high of 70 degrees, wind a little higher once again, 13 to 20 miles per hour with a sunrise of 7:04. But we can say goodbye to that rain as we head into our other weekend days. We'll see a high of 74 on Sunday and a high of 75 on Monday. Sunny both days, and that sunny weather will continue as we carry into the rest of our week next week. We'll see a high of 77 on Tuesday and a high of 75 degrees on Wednesday. And back to Jackie.
Thanks, Kelsey. Mike Dilbeck joins us now for our bullying special show. He is the founder and president of Project Responsibility and has been at Wartburg this week training students here to be everyday heroes. Thanks for joining us, Mike.
Thanks for having me.
So Mike, can you tell us what is an everyday hero?
An everyday hero is just an average, everyday, ordinary person, like you and like me, who decides in a moment of time to take a heroic action. Now, I say heroic action because that's distinct from just doing good for others, which we should do. But a heroic action is somewhere where you take a risk. You put something at stake in order to keep someone safe, keep them protected, maybe even stand up for their dignity.
In your speeches and what your work is, you focus on bystander intervention instead of presenting bullying. Why is that?
I think, I personally believe that many times we, I hate to use the word attack because that doesn't, but this bullying issue from the wrong angle. I'm really taking a stand for building a community of support so that, for all of us, so that the bullies don't really have a chance to survive. Once we have a positive culture where we're supporting each other and standing up for each other and having each other's backs, I think that's when we'll see bullying decrease in our schools and in our workplace and everywhere.
What made you want to do this?
Well, I started the Responsibility Project in 2007. I produced a video that took off. I mean, it struck a chord with people. And people started coming to me asking for more. And I like to say it, without sounding religious or anything, I think at that moment I had a calling. And I said, there's somebody needs to spread this message. And I saw, well, I'm the one.
And how do you know that what you're doing is important?
The stories I get, the text messages, the submissions on our website, the students that come up to me and tell me, wow, I did this and I did it because I heard your speech, or I went to your website and got resources. And I don't think I would have done that had I not had what you gave me. So that we're making a difference. Anecdotally, that's what I hear across this country.
What would you tell someone who is witnessing bullying? Like, what should they do?
Well, it's tricky. I never tell people what to do. My mission is to just empower them to do what they choose to do, but not get stopped, not give in to fear. Do something appropriate, do something effective, but most importantly, do something that's safe. I never tell people to put their own life in danger or their own well-being, but that there are options. And that's another message I have is there are options. It may not be the right thing to throw yourself into a situation and intervene in that moment, but to wait until later or go to the principal or go to somebody in a higher authority and report it and make sure something gets done. Don't just rest and wash your hands of it and go, okay, I've done my job.
Why is it important for that group, the bystanders specifically, to do something?
I believe that we've put so much time and resources and energy into trying to get perpetrators not to do what they do. And I don't know that we're doing a good job of it. I don't know if we're making a dent. I say, and using the 80-20 principle, if those are the 20% of people who are doing stuff, whatever behavior it is, why don't we empower the 80% to stand up to them? Why don't we empower the 80% to be the vocal majority now instead of the vocal minority? Or the silent majority, right? Speak up. Surround the people that are perpetrating bad behaviors and saying, no, you will not do that anymore. I think that's where we have a chance to make a dent in inappropriate behaviors.
We said earlier in the show, roughly about 75% of kids are being bullied. What would you tell those people, those kids who are having issues?
Well, I'm not an anti-bullying program. I don't speak to the people being bullied. There are services out there that do. I speak to the bystanders. But since you asked the question, and I love the campaign. It gets better, even though it's targeted towards LGBT youth. But I would say to them, it does get better. And reach out to your friends, the ones that do want to support you. Your friends are just scared to do that, and ask for support. Say, I'm being bullied. I need you to have my back. Now, that takes something, especially at the age sometimes that this happens. So I think just reach out for support. Let your parents know. Don't be scared to let people know that inappropriate behavior is being thrown at you, and get the support that you need.
All right, thank you so much, Mike. He'll be joining us in just 2 minutes, but we'll take a quick break right now. And Mike Bielbeck joins us now in the studio again to talk about what he is doing to help prevent bullying and bystander intervention. So Mike, can you talk about the project Responsibility that you founded and you're the president of?
I am, and it's a responsibility project.
Okay.
And I founded it in 2007. As I mentioned, I think in our last segment, I just produced a video, and then it struck such a chord with people, and it was on bystander intervention, or is on bystander intervention, and it struck such a chord that it caused a demand in a way that none of my other projects over the past 25, 30 years have caused. I started getting calls and emails and requests for more. Can you come talk to us about this? Have you written a book? What about workshops? And people have never asked for those things after I produced a video in the higher education community. So there was a calling, there was a demand, and people wanted more information on this. People, they want to intervene. They want to be able to, make a difference in a situation. They just don't know how, and they get scared. And so this project really empowers people to get involved.
What does the Everyday Hero campaign do?
The Everyday Hero campaign is a part of and underneath the umbrella of the Responsibility Project, and it's a national engagement initiative that we started 2 years ago. And I now travel the country speaking on college campuses and even in corporations and associations. And we encourage them to have their own Everyday Hero campaign where they engage their community, whatever their community might be, in taking the Everyday Hero pledge, committing themselves to being the kind of person every day that will take actions to foster change in a situation. And here at Wartburg, we launched it, and that's what I came here yesterday and today to really speak inside of and to really kind of elevate on this campus. And we want to invite the entire state to join the Wartburg campaign, and it's raproject.org/Wartburg. Okay, so it's raproject.org/Wartburg. And they can take the Everyday Hero Pledge. They'll get free resources. They'll get the 3 tools to bystander intervention emailed to them, and they can get what they need to go out and make a difference in life.
Can one person really make a difference?
I think that's what it takes. I think we all got to consider ourselves as that one person. Because, it becomes overwhelming and daunting to think, I'm just one person. Who am I to make a difference, right? But what if everybody thought that? And then collectively we're joining together as one person, coming together as a united front. I think that's when we stand a chance at intervening in some of these inappropriate behaviors that we see.
All right, thanks so much for joining us today, Mike.
Thank you.
And later we'll catch up with some groups in Owine who are making a difference in their community. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Good Morning Waverly. I'm joined now by Nikki Garcia and Alana Garcia, the founders of the Facebook page, the Stop Bullying campaign. And just a year ago, you guys began this page, correct?
Yeah.
Beginning of this week now, and you're up to what, almost 2,300 likes?
Yeah.
Is that where you're at? So first, can you explain kind of why you decided to start this page?
Well, it started with, back in Owine, we had a young student who took his life, and it happened to be my son's best friend. And it really got to me because I knew the kid myself. And I turned around and I really thought about it. I said to my mother, we've got to do something to stop this. There's too many young students committing suicide and no one there to help them, no one there to steer them in the right direction. And I decided that to bring it to her and say, well, hey, what can we do? And we need to do something. We thought about it and everything, and that's basically what got it started on, is because of this young person, because we didn't want to see any more suicides in Owine or anywhere, because these children are young. They're just starting their life out.
And what is it like to see the reaction that you guys have gotten?
Wow.
It's actually kind of just overwhelming, I guess, to see so many people like one morning I just put a tweet on Twitter and I was just like, just smile, have a good day, and just know that we love you, and if anybody needs someone to talk to, they can come to us. And they're just like, that really makes my day. And it's like, just like a small gesture, can just help somebody. And that's what we want to do, is just basically help people.
I feel like we're reaching out to people. Me as a mom, I'm basically trying to reach out to the parents to make them more aware of what these young people are going through, and making parents more aware that, hey, drop what you're doing, listen to your child, have a good communication. And I think we as parents, we lack that because we're so busy in our busy life. And so I'm trying to get more parents involved in being closer to their kids. And then my daughter takes the pictures, and we just sit and explain to people why we do this and why it's so important. So.
And you briefly talked about those photos, and we just saw those there. Can you explain a little bit with the photo campaign? I know there's different anchors and some celebrities and things I saw. So what's
yeah, the first actual known people we got to join it was a band called Crown the Empire, and their guitar player posed for a photo at the Blue Moose in Iowa City, and then after that, it was Beth Malicki from KCRG, and then from there it was Saving Abel, and then Andrew Zimmer recently, and just a lot of different people. And we got some other people coming up really soon that people are gonna be like, oh, I know them, but can't say anything just yet. But
yeah.
Okay.
It'll be pretty cool.
So what's the main message that you would like to spread about bullying?
That we need to step up and put a stop to it, that we're not going to tolerate it anymore.
And how do you spread the word about this campaign?
Basically, I think through our Facebook and our photos that we do.
Word by mouth,
Yep.
Okay. All right. And you made an exciting announcement on Monday for the 1-year anniversary. So can you explain that a little more?
Amanda Goodman from KWWL asked us to come down to her studio. She wanted to ask us something, and her and the other crew wanted to get some pictures done, and we were all for that. And she had briefly kind of told me what it was about, but she didn't really give details. And then she told us that they're doing this Stand for the Silent tour, and they wanted us to come along and go to all these different schools and stuff and take pictures for the people, and anybody else that wants to come out can come get a photo. So we're really looking forward to that.
And how can people find out more information about that?
Our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/the Stop Bullying Campaign.
Okay. And what things do you have in the future? You reached the 1-year mark, and where would you like to go with this?
That's really hard to say, because we just keep moving forward. We just kind of play it day by day, and more people are just, they're actually reaching out to us, and we go to them and we tell them what they can do. And people can even take their own Stop Bullying photo and send it to us.
Okay. And final question, what kind of effects do you think that bullying can have on someone?
Oh my gosh.
Well, I've been bullied before, and it's so weird because, I've seen some of the people that used to bully me in school, and I see them now, at Walmart or Target, and I look at them and that's the only thing I can think of, and I'm like, they're just out there living their life and they're happy, and in my head I'm like, that's how you're remembered. And if you're a bully out there and you bully somebody, just think, that one day you might be remembered as that, and you don't want that. Just try and do better for yourself. Help somebody instead of bring them down.
Okay. And as a personal victim, what does this campaign mean to you?
A lot, because I've heard a lot of stories that were worse than what I went through, and I just don't want people to feel the same way I did.
Okay.
And my son, he's 19 now. He was going through a type of bullying, and so I helped to stop that.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
And coming up after the break, we'll catch up with the mother of Waverly Shell Rock's newest homecoming queen as she tells us about the emotional experience that came with the crowning. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Good Morning Waverly. The time is currently 26 after the hour. WSR's 2013 homecoming queen, Courtney Tharp, is making national headlines for her smile and her resilience. Hear her story right now. And joining us on the phone, we have Courtney's mother, Amy Tharp. And thank you for joining us, Amy.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, Amy, how did you feel when Courtney won homecoming queen?
Shocked and overwhelmed, actually.
And kind of backing up, can you explain even how you felt hearing about the nomination?
That was very emotional, too. I never expected it.
And how does Courtney feel about being homecoming queen?
She's kind of taking it all in stride. We went on a walk last night, and several people hollered at her and told her congratulations, so that was kind of cool.
And what has the response been since she's been voted queen?
Amazing. The Facebook posts, like you said, the national coverage of it has been great. It's kind of a whirlwind right now.
And what was it like receiving so much national attention for Courtney and your family as well?
Shocking. I guess I didn't expect that. You know, KWWL had called us, and that was exciting. And I thought, okay, well, that was good. That'll be the end of it, but it certainly wasn't.
And as a parent, kind of what were your expectations for Courtney in high school?
Just that she do the very best that she can, that she be included whenever possibly, and just to have fun.
What do you think this says about the Waverly Shell Rock community and the schools?
It shows just how compassionate they are.
And how will you look back on this memory?
Probably the highlight of her senior year.
And you talked about that response that you've gotten a little bit with the national attention. What are some of the things that you've been hearing, or what is some of the feedback that you've been getting?
Most of it's been extremely positive. You know, everyone likes a feel-good story, and this is certainly one of those.
What do you think this will do for the community of individuals also suffering from cerebral palsy?
It brings a ton of awareness and acceptance to that. I think there's already a great deal of that here in the Waverly Shell Rock community, but hopefully that will spread.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us, and we wish Courtney the best this weekend as she celebrates her homecoming queen victory.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Thanks for joining us on Good Morning Waverly, and have a good weekend.
And before we close the show, we can take one last look at your final weather. Coming up today, we'll see highs in about the mid-80s or so. So about 9 a.m. we'll see the highs about 68 degrees there. Noon we'll see a high of 79. 30, that high of 85 degrees. Winds picking up all day, could reach up to 34 miles per hour. And then as we carry into the weekend, we should see a chance of thunderstorms tomorrow, but beyond that, we'll have sun for the next 5 days or so. So temperatures mostly in the 70s, so we can look forward to some good weather.
All right, thanks for watching.
And we'll see you next week.